Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. I just thought I'd pop on this afternoon to show you how I create one of my simple backgrounds for stamping. It is a Sunday afternoon here in the UK. It was very cold yesterday and we did have some snow. It's a little bit milder today, all the snow is gone, but I'm treating myself to a hot chocolate with a little slug of Baileys in it. Oh, that's so nice. Anyway, I am using a tripod for the first time. I hope you can all see and hear me okay. I'm just going to show you a couple of techniques that I use on a regular basis to create my backgrounds. I've just had a little practice because I didn't do very much paper crafting in 2020 at all. My youngest daughter very kindly at the end of 2019 organised all of my craft products for me, which was delightful. Because I didn't do very much crafting last year, I don't know where anything is. So it's been a little bit like being in a sweet shop this afternoon. But I've just had a little practice with these. These are pixie powders, and I'm going to show you how I got these effects. I'm using two colours because I'm going to be making Valentine's cards, as I said yesterday. These are the pixie powders. This one is called Scarlet Mist. They're produced by Cosmic Shimmer. You get an awful lot in here and you only need a little bit. You can see how much is still left in this bottle if I turn it upside down. And I've had these a couple of years at least, and I use them all the time. There's various ways that you can use these. So what I'm using is an acrylic block. I'm not quite sure how big this one is. About 4 inches by 2.5 maybe. And what I'm going to do is just tip out some of the Cosmic Shimmer powder onto my block. I don't need a lot. And you might be thinking, well, Ashley, that doesn't look very red. And you're right, it doesn't, until I spray with some water. I've got the Tim Holtz Distress Sprayer. The beautiful thing about this is that you can squeeze the trigger really slowly to get a drop, or press it and you get a fine mist. And as I mist it with water, you can see the pigment starting to activate and we get that lovely red colour. Now I don't want too much water, and I should really be doing this on watercolour cardstock, but I can't find any. So I'm using a really good quality 300 GSM card. This is probably from my local paper crafting store, Dragon's Papercraft. We've gone back into lockdown in the UK, in most parts of the UK, so poor Hazel will be closed, but she does have a website now, which is fabulous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my acrylic block and just turn it and just press. The more you press, the more the ink moves and reacts with the water. So here I've got quite a washy background, but that's fine. Just going in with my piece of kitchen towel to dab it dry, and I've got a very subtle background there. Now it's not quite to my taste, so I'm going to go in again with the Scarlet Mist, tap on some powder, a little bit more this time, and I'm going to go in with less water. So 2 squirts, might just have another squirt there. Ah, I see. This is the effect that I want to achieve, is kind of like this globule effect. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just find a clean piece of my card and bob it down and not press too hard. And can you see, I hope you can see, that just with a little bit of gentle pressure I'm getting those little dots, which is the effect that I personally like. And then lift it off, and you can see I've got some dotting there, some pooling in the middle. That's fine, because that might be where your focal point or your main image is going to be. I'm just going to blot off the excess water in the middle there. You could dry this with a heat gun, but obviously I don't want the noise. And I should just let that dry naturally. And you can see there's still quite a lot of ink left on there, so I'm going to go in again. In fact, I'm going to just blob that globule there because it's lots of water and I don't necessarily want that. And I'm going to go in and press again. So you can see from just one application of ink, I'm pressing a bit harder this time because there's not as much moisture or pigment on there, and I want to get it all off. And there I've got another image, and the camera probably isn't picking this up, but there is such a gorgeous subtle sheen. The other colour that I like, I mean I like them all and I've got the majority of the colours. The other colour that I like is Aubergine Dream, and I'm just coming in with this one because again it's useful for Valentine's. I'm coming in with a smaller block so I get a smaller impression. You can see there's some Cosmic Shimmer powder on there already, so I can go in with my water and just give that a clean. There we go, that's come off. So a little bit of powder on the block. It's quite a lot of powder, Ashley. Go in with my spray. Can you see that gorgeous colour? You can mix obviously different colours onto your block. Just going to go in and press that down. You never know what you're going to get with these. That's the beauty of it. Because there are different colours in the Cosmic Shimmer powders themselves. There's not just one pigment. There's a gradient of colours almost. So you never know what you're going to get. Lift that off. Now I like that. Let's see what happens if we mix. I'm going to go in with my bigger block. So let's try Lava Red this time. See if there's any difference between that and the Scarlet Mist. So remember, I'm thinking of backgrounds for Valentine's cards. Gone in with quite a lot of Lava Red there. Come back in with my Aubergine Dream. And as I say, these last an absolute age. I've had these quite some time. You can see I've used more of that, but there's still loads in there. Go in with the spray. Oh, that's nice. Can you see the colours? And let's go in this top corner here. And just smoosh down. As I say, the more you smoosh, the bigger the area. Here comes the cat. Hello. She was very cute in the night. She came and kept me company when I was asleep. She's been somewhere dusty. She's got dust, cobwebs all over her whiskers. I'm going to give that a little press. And there you've got a real subtle mix of the purple and the red. In fact, actually, I really like this deep red. Again, you could go in with your heat tool to set that. Let's give that another smooshing. Lovely, I like that. Nice. So we'll put that to one side, let those dry. Just give this a little clean. My distress sprayer is from Tim Holtz. It was clear, but it's been on the windowsill for a year and the sun must have affected the plastic and it's discoloured, but there's clean water in there, so we're fine. I'm going to come in and talk about distress oxides now, and use my splodge mat. So you use this for blending distress oxides and distress inks. People who are crafters know that they blend really nicely, and with a distress oxide you can get different layers and will build real depth of colour. I'm going to do a tutorial on that in more depth on another occasion, but I'm just going to show you just how you can use these. Actually, before I do, let me just bring that background back. There was something that I forgot to show you with the Cosmic Shimmers. So you can use these as a watercolour. So I'm just going to, let's do a different colour. So come in with this sun yellow. Just tap a little bit on my block. Don't need much, a little goes a long way. And use a water brush. So I'm just going to squeeze, got a bit of different colour on there from a different project. I'm just going to go in, mix with water. Can you see that vibrant yellow? Absolutely gorgeous. And just, you can use it to colour in any of your stamped images. And when it dries, it will leave a beautiful, beautiful shimmer. So there are lots of ways you can use pixie powders. I haven't ever tried it, but I imagine that you could use it with stencil paste, with a clear or white stencil paste. Mix it together and get a little bit of colour that way. Anyway, let's talk about distress. I love the oxides. I do have a smallish collection of the original distress inks in the full pad size, but I think people like the oxides because there's so much more you can do with them. So again, because it is Valentine's Day, I'm going to come in with Candied Apple. And actually I'm using my acrylic block and just applying some colour. I'm going to go in with my water spray, and again the same technique as with the Cosmic Shimmer. I'm just going to smoosh it down. Now Tim Holtz himself likes to lay a lot of colour down on the mat, on the craft mat, and pick up different colours and smoosh. That has its place, but for me, I just want a really simple background. There we go. And it's just that little speckled effect that I want. Just, again, you can heat set this, and obviously Distress Oxide is reactive with water. So I can go in and I can lift some of the colour. If I give a little spray, dab it with my kitchen towel, and can you see where I get those water splodges where I've lifted the colour up? But that's quite nice. I've got a little bit of Candied Apple left on my acrylic block. I'm going to go in at the top end of it with one of my favourite colours, which is Seedless Preserves. You see that gorgeous purple there. And again, go in with the water. I've got quite a lot of water down there. And let's smoosh right in the middle. And I'm not pressing down hard, but I've got quite a nice subtle wash effect there. Lift it off. Now, this is where I would use my heat gun to dry this excess water, but I'm just going to go in with my kitchen paper and just soak up that excess. And actually I don't mind those little dribbles there, but can you see the different colours? And if I heated that with my heat tool, which I will do another day, but I'm not going to today because A, it's underneath my desk and not plugged in, and B, I don't really want the noise. But I could go in with my heat tool, dry it, and then put another layer of colour down. Dry it, put another layer of colour down. But for now, that's all I want. I'm selling cards to make some money, so I don't want the process to be too time consuming. Yeah, so I quite like that. One of my other colours that I like is Picked Raspberry. So we'll use the same technique again. Let's see what picked raspberry and seedless preserves looks like. So I'm just applying some colour to the block, and seedless preserves come back in. I'm just going to be careful that I don't contaminate the seedless preserves with the picked raspberry, although you can just wipe the colour off the top. Go in with a little fine mist of water. Can you see the droplets forming there? And I'm going to come here and just smoosh that down. As I say, I didn't do very much paper crafting in 2020, so I'm a little bit out of practice with all of these things. I'm just going to have a sip of my hot chocolate. That's so nice. Gone a bit cold. I quite like that grungy look there. Yeah, you can see the seedless preserves and the picked raspberry, but the red is quite nice for Valentine's Day from the candied apple. So let's see what happens if I put some colour down on my splodge mat. Let's come in with another piece of card. In fact, actually, save that. Let's come in with this one. It's already got a little bit of shmoo on it. Put that to one side. What colour should we go for? We're sticking with the Valentine's themes. So let's go with, can you see the vibrant colour picked raspberry there? So this is more the way that Tim Holtz would use these. Oh, a bit of that. The lovely thing about the Oxide inks and the original Distress line is that any colours go together. So I've got quite a lot of ink in there. I'm going to go in with my water to activate it. And actually, let's just cut this piece of card down, so I don't need all of it. The beauty of these splodge mats, like working on a glass mat, is that they just wipe clean. It's really easy to look after. In fact, actually, I'm going to cut that in half again. Sorry, I'm dithering a bit. This is the first tutorial I've ever done, so bear with, bear with. There we go. Got two more manageable sized pieces. When I'm doing my backgrounds, I don't really work to a specific size because I can always cut them down to fit whatever I want. So I'm going to go in and just smoosh. Oh, that's nice. Can you see? And then if you went in with your heat gun and dried that, you'd then get another depth of layer. If you go in and add more ink, and I quite like the little white bits. Oh, nice, like it. I'm going to leave that there because I like the bit of white in it. And one thing you could do, and I'll show you on another film, is you take this, what I call a watercolour background, because that's essentially what it is, and you could go in with a stencil and add some interest with, again, Oxide ink and a little tool, and I'll show you that another day. Liking that. So if you wanted the colour a bit paler, add a little bit more water. Oh, I've got a bit of, do you know what, that was pearl card stock that I just used, so it's white on one side and pearl on the other. Let's try the pearlised side this time. Ooh. Let's just smoosh it down. Liking that. And as I'm going across my splodge mat, I'm getting more droplets of colour spread out. So I've got quite a subtle background there with a bit of shimmer. Let's go in with a little bit more seedless preserves because I do like that. Just a bit more. Boop. A little bit of doop. And in we go. So the beauty of these backgrounds is that you can, once they're dry and they're flat, obviously if I used a heat tool, they'd be dry much quicker. You can stamp on them, or you can die cut them, or use them as a matte and layer. So yeah, that is what I wanted to show you this afternoon. Do take care. Please share amongst your friends. Comment down below. I've had some lovely comments off people that are crafters, and it would be nice to reach a wider audience. Let me know what you think of this video. I am a beginner, so please be kind. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, and all the good stuff. Thanks very much. See you soon.